Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your hostess, femininity coach, and author of The Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. And the Sisterhood cannot keep this man's name out of their mouth. They are still hating on Kevin Samuels. He has been gone. What he passed in early 2023, early last year? Was it early last year? Sometimes I get it mixed up. No, it was early 2022, May of 2022. All right. Because sometimes I get still thinking you in 2023. Whatever. It was in May of 2022. And it is January, headed into February. When this posts, it'll be February 1st of 2024. And these chicks still on this thing, mentioning this man's name in a negative way. This is how you can tell that what he said was the truth. This one is a short clip, so we're just going to play it and let you hear this foolishness for yourself. Here you go.
Kevin Samuels was drinking energy drinks, popping sex pills, sleeping. This how I can prove to y'all. Kevin Samuels didn't mean what he was saying. He was playing with your mind, and y'all was falling for it. Kevin died with a nurse, taking sex pills, drinking energy drinks, allegedly. But yeah, that's how he died. A nurse. When Kevin said a nurse is not a high value woman, she low value. Don't know nobody want one of these nurses. And that's what he died on top of. Because that's what Kevin really liked. But he know if I play with low value women mind who can't think past this damn computer, they go get mad, they go call me, and they go show their true colors, exactly what I'm talking about. They big mouths, they can't control themselves, and y'all was doing exactly what Kevin said. It was his time to go. Kevin Samuels was drinking energy drinks.
So essentially, he was right. Is that what you're telling us? You telling us that he was correct in everything that he was saying? Is that what we gather from this little spiel she had going? That didn't even make any sense. It made no points. It was all allegedly. It was all speculation. It would sound like she was in her feelings. We could mention the box braid wig, but we won't. So what we will do is just go ahead and talk about what we really need to talk about, which is the sisterhood not being able to be saved. These women are more invested in the delusion. They are more invested in the cognitive dissonance. They are more invested in these harmful narratives. They are more invested in slandering the image of Black men, whether what they say is true or false. They are more concerned with not having any accountability or responsibility for their choices and things that they do in their life. 2 years later, this woman is on YouTube trying to say that Kevin Samuels was playing with people's mind. And I'm flabbergasted. I'm flabbergasted because she went ahead as she rambled incoherently to make his point. Actually, this is how delusional they are. She actually made his point for him. And talking about nurses were low value, not that I watched every show that he had, but I don't recall him just saying women who are nurses are automatically low value women. If he said something even close to that, I'm pretty sure it wasn't in the context that she just gave it. So we still are dealing with chicks who accidentally on purpose misunderstand everything that gets said to them. And that, I think that's the saddest part, because their conversations are so disingenuous. The things that they talk about are coming from such a bad faith argument space that conversations with them really are not worth anything. Trying to have sensible, logical discourse with them is a fruitless endeavor, because they purposely miss the point. They purposely misconstrue your point, misunderstand the points, or the clever thing, or the thing that they think is so clever that they do is not outwardly challenge a point, but try to change the perspective and the context from which the point comes, which which nullifies it, or so they believe, if that makes sense. To state something, but then the context of that statement be wrong, like the premise of the argument is bad. You may make a point, but the point is moot because the premise upon which the point stands is faulty. So they make a lot of logical fallacies when they talk. They, they have a lot of straw man arguments, and just bad faith conversations, debates, or whatever you want to call them. And this is why they can't be saved, because if a conversation cannot honestly be had, honesty being the key word here. If a conversation cannot be had in honesty, there's no way to uncover the true root of an issue, not the symptom, but the root of an issue. And once that root is discovered, regardless of what you learn, whether you learn it was your fault, somebody else's fault, a combination, whatever it is that you learn, you're going to have to take that information for the truth that it is and move forward from there from an honest place. And because they refuse this position, because they refuse the position of insight and proper hindsight, this is why they remain in oversight and can't gain a perspective of foresight. So I'm just going to give you a little visual of what I just said. Truth is something that comes through the act of insight or introspection. They don't do that, and they refuse proper hindsight. Things that happened in the past happened, so they can't change it. Yet they try to change the circumstances under which those things happened in order to change the narrative about it. So in other words, the hindsight is not done with any honesty. When the insight is not performed and the hindsight is performed in bad faith, you stay in oversight, or you stay in a state of falsehood and lawlessness, which is what the sisterhood is, a state of falsehood and in a state of lawlessness. Once you immerse yourself in such a state, you lack the ability to gain a proper perspective or foresight moving into the future and not making the same mistakes over and over and over. This is how you get baby mamas 3, 4, 5, 6 times over. And then instead of ever looking inward to say, what is it that I'm doing, or how am I contributing to my own problem, it's everybody else's fault. It's the system, it's the guys, it's even the kids' fault, and all it's the community, it's her family because they didn't support her, and blah 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 blah, all of these things. So that's faulty hindsight in order to remain in oversight and falsehood, and therefore obscuring foresight. It's a vicious cycle that hyenas don't like to come out of, because it affords them a perpetual victimhood stance. So that's where that stands. I just wanted to point that out really quickly. I mean, he still got the sisterhood twisted in the wind. That's sad. But in any case, jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your host, is the Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye bye, Crimsonites.